presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
The backdrop of the majestic Rockies framing Denver, Colorado, home of the baseball Rockies. And Coors Field, a sunny Sunday, high of 80 degrees expected. Drew Stubbs, the hero last night for Colorado in the 12th inning, a 4-hour, 52-minute marathon, and Stubbs got the winner in a 7-6 win. The Padres face another left-hander this afternoon, Franklin Morales, and despite the lefty on the mound, Seth Smith, the top hitter for the Padres, back in the lineup, and he'll be in left field as we welcome you to the final game of this three-game series, the Colorado Rockies and the San Diego Padres. And a happy Sunday to you. Hopefully Sunday fun day. The Padres have won more games on Sunday than any other day of the week. With Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, we're pleased that you've joined us. We're not here in a pinch. We're here for the whole run, right? But the pinch has been very successful for the Padres.
In this style of play, the National League managers have to pinch hit and put their players in a position where they think they're going to succeed. And you know what? A base hit here, a walk here is great. But when you talk about pinch hit home runs, yes, the Padres lead with 11 pinch hit home runs, 2 of them coming off the bat of rookie Corey Spangenberg. His first 2 home runs coming in the pinch, 1 in San Diego, 1 in Colorado. But Bud Black sends players up there, hitters up there, to try to put the ball in play, maybe even draw a walk to hand over to the next guy. When they hit a home run in the pinch, that's just icing on the cake. That is gravy. That's been fun to watch for the Padres.
Right, and that's 11 home runs is the most in the entire history of the San Diego Padres and the most in the major leagues. On the mound today, the ace of the staff, Tyson Ross.
What a turnaround we have seen in Tyson Ross with each start getting better and better. We saw him as an Oakland Athletic, and he was really off, really not on his game. But since the Padre, you see the numbers there. 2014, just eyeballing. And then we go back to Arizona. You know, there was a situation where he gave up an RBI to Montero. Now it's first and third. Now it's time for Tyson Ross to get nasty. Talk about being consistent. Yes. Poised, you bet. Strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. And what did he go to? He went to the slider. When his back was up against the wall, he's got the two-seam, the four-seam. But that slider is biting like a mule. Mm-hmm. No chance for the hitters if he spots it correctly in the strike zone.
And that was on his way to a 3-1 win against Arizona in his last start. Well, it's quite a matchup today. One of the best pitching teams in the baseball against the top hitting team, Colorado. And part of that pitching success comes from the bullpen. The bulldog in the bullpen for the Pods. He isn't very big, but beware of his tenacious bite. as we welcome you back. Final game of the 3-game series. And the Padres, again, are celebrating the success of Nick Vincent. He has been a bulldog.
Tell you what, small things come in good packages, right? Or good things, I should say. I turn it around. Good things come in small packages. And I tell you what, Nick Vincent out there, he's not scared off. And quite frankly, in a pinch situation, when you need an out, Nick Vincent's your guy because he's inherited 35 runners. Only 3 have scored. A lot of confidence from Bud Black throwing him out there.
The last 23 trips from the bullpen, he is not allowed to run. What's that old saying? It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. Well, here's our Geico quote today from the man himself.
There was me and 2 other guys who were always the smallest guys on the team, so I just got used to it. That was just my thing, and I think working with my dad, that work ethic just never fazed me of being size, because I always felt like I was going to be working harder than everybody else. I've always been the small guy out there throwing the ball below everybody else's velo, so for me it's been exciting to be a smaller guy and put up pretty good numbers.
He does indeed compensate with his toughness and competitiveness. The contrast is Tyson Ross. He's the big guy, 6'5", and his statistics are large as well. Ross on a roll. Baseball coming up from Mile High, Denver. Padres baseball brought to you by Petco, the power of together, and by your San Diego Lexus dealer. The Rockies in last place in the National League West, but victors in the first 2 games of this series. 3-0 on Friday night, and in extra innings, 12 innings last night. They're victorious 7-6. Here's the Padres lineup brought to you by Toyota. Spangenberg will start in the leadoff spot for the first time in his brief major league career. Then Reimer Liriano, 2 23-year-olds, part of the future of this organization. 1 and 2 in the lineup, along with Jed Jerko, Rene Rivera, the only player in the Padre lineup over 30. Seth Smith in left, Tommy Medica at first base, Cameron Maben, the center fielder, Alexi Amarista will bat 8th, and Tyson Ross 9th.
And the scouting report on left-hander Franklin Morales will be his 3rd start against the Padres this year, so the hitter's familiar with them, or with him, and he's familiar with the hitters. He's got the fastball. He can touch about 94, a slider, a curveball, and a changeup, but at times he can be very, very erratic. Versus San Diego, 26 innings, 21 walks for Franklin Morales.
And against the Padres this year, 2-0 with a 1.54 ERA. A look at the Rockies defense behind Morales. Dickerson now moves to left field. Blackman from right to center to get Ben Paulson in the lineup, a young man with power in right. Arenado and Inoa. Inoa, new face in the Rockies lineup with LeMahieu at second. Morneau, 4 hits last night at first base. Another youngster, Jackson Williams, catching Morales, the 27-year-old left-hander from Venezuela. Bud Black hoping he can snap the 4-game losing streak with a win today as we look at the keys, brought to you by your Honda dealers of San Diego County.
Well, I went pretty simple today. Get to the Rockies pen. We know that they've got the worst bullpen in the National League in the ERA column, just under 5. And 7+ innings from Tyson Ross. Both teams used a plethora of relievers last night. But if Tyson goes 7+ here in Colorado, that would be a plus to try to win the final game of the series.
That bullpen last night for the Rockies, 10 pitchers used, and Nick Massett, the 10th, got the win. Padres used 8 out of their pen, with Jesse Hahn finally taking the loss. How about this weather? Look at those fluffy white clouds, blue sky, comfortable temperature, just a light breeze, and we're ready for baseball from Denver. Our final game here in the Mile High City. C.B. Buckner calling the balls and strikes. The crew chief Dan Iasonia at first. Adam Hamari, a young of these two umpires, Adam Hamari, Quinn Walcott, done a good job. New faces in the umpiring crews of Major League Baseball. Corey Spangenberg announced his presence last night off the bench with his second pinch hit home run in just a week. We're underway, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Spangenberg 5 for 13 in his first week in the big leagues, with 5 runs batted in with those 2 home runs. And a foul ball, 0-2. Spangenberg showing his power to the opposite field last night. A high fly ball that just kept right on sailing until it landed just beyond the barrier and over the head of Dickerson in left field.
He did a nice job taking that pitch the other way, trying not to pull that baseball. It tells you what type of approach that Corey Spangenberg has at the plate.
Oh, he waves at that breaking ball as Morales goes away with the curveball. And that's the first out of the game, and Reimer Liriano will step up.
Oh, the old frisbee from Morales. Low 3/4 arm angle and well off the plate, but Corey has to protect.
He doesn't see many of those kinds of pitches in the minor leagues. Reimer Liriano, 3 for 7 in the brief 2-game series.
You know, for Corey Spangenberg, this might be one of those days like at school, your first day of calculus, where you don't know much about it. I mean, you're good in math, but your first day, facing Morales.
And he's been protected so far, used primarily against right-handed pitching since he came up to the big club. Now has to face a crafty left-hander in Morales.
El Monte trying to get that leg up on the Rockies for the 3rd day in a row.
Hasn't worked the first 2. Maybe he ought to try the other leg. Here's Liriano. And the count 0-2. So 5 straight pitches, all strikes from Morales. The ERA is high, 5.46, and opposing hitters batting almost 300 this year, 299. And he's given up a lot of home runs, 22. Liriano taking time to do a little landscaping in the batter's box, now ready to go.
Ooh, what was that?
1-2.
Wow, I mean, it almost looked like a cross-up, but there's no runner on second base, and it looks like Williams just totally boxed that one off the thumb, then the shin guard. Interesting. Check that glove for a frog with a tennis racket.
Hey, might have brought it up from Colorado Springs, huh? 1-2. And another strikeout. Another pitch out of the strike zone. Now 2 away to Jed Jerko. Jed had a couple of hits, RBI single and an RBI double last night.
Check out that swing there. It looked like, well, he elevated, that's for sure. Looks like a fastball maybe.
So the Padres in a run of left-handed starters here, all 3 here in Colorado, with young Tyler Matzik throwing a beauty, a 3-hit shutout on Friday night, 3-0. And then last night, Jorge De La Rosa, the top pitcher on the staff. Today it's Morales. And tomorrow night, another easy lefty, Clayton Kershaw in Los Angeles, as the Padres will open a 3-game series against the Dodgers. Tyson Ross going over his thoughts before taking the mound, bottom half of the inning. He's a strike machine here early.
Yeah, unbelievable, huh? As I mentioned it, career-wise, career numbers. Morales facing the Padres, 26 innings, 21 walks. He's going right after these Padre hitters today.
1-2. And 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jerko.
So we got Spangenberg with the breaking ball, the slider or curveball, if you want to call it, and then Liriano with the changeup. So he's breaking everything out early.
Outside and a full count to Jerko, battling here final weeks of the season to get that average up over 200. It's been a struggle for him. Leads the club in RBIs with 47. Jorge De La Rosa, the starter last night. Line drive left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Dickerson plays it on a big hop. And Jerko with a solid single to left. The Padres' first hit today.
There goes the no-no.
That'll bring up Rene Rivera.
Good solid stroke. Good solid sound off the bat. And Morales, after striking out 2 Padres, Jed turns on it. That's down. It's in. I think that's Jed's wheelhouse.
Rene Rivera batting cleanup. That's quite a compliment to Rivera, who came to spring training wondering if he'd get a major league job. And here he is late in the season, batting in the 4th spot in the order. And he swings at the first pitch, sends a high fly ball. Paulson didn't see it at first. Now he picks it up and awkwardly makes the catch. That's it for the Padres in the first. Charlie Blackmon will lead it off for Colorado. Tyson Ross, 27 years young, takes them on looking for his 14th win of the year. Certainly has been an all-star and will face this Colorado Rockies order. Blackmon, Inoa gets a start at shortstop, hit second. Justin Morneau, 4 hits last night. He's only a point off the National League lead for best batting average. Nolan Arenado hits cleanup, then Corey Dickerson. Ben Paulson in right field. Watch out, he's got big-time power. DJ LeMahieu has been punishing the Padres all season long, hitting .400 against San Diego pitching. Jackson Williams, the young catcher, hits 8th, and then Franklin Morales.
And on the mound, big tall right-hander, 6'5", Tyson Ross. Boy, it's fun to watch. 29 starts, this being his 30th. And quality control. He's been quality, and he's been under control. And don't reinvent the wheel. I talked to Darren Balsey, the pitching coach. I said, hey, what's new on Tyson? He goes, you know what? Keep on rolling. Can't reinvent the wheel. Enough said.
Bosley with his work, and of course Tyson has been very open in his praise of his pitching coaches to how this transformation from just an ordinary, in fact his record would indicate a struggling major league pitcher, 9 wins 26 losses before this year, and here he is 13-12, and a couple of close ones, and it's 2-0. 285 is Charlie Blackmon's average with 17 home runs and 67 RBIs for a leadoff man, and he takes his good cuts.
How many times have we seen that this year, Dick? Tyson Ross falls behind 2-0, and he goes to his go-to pitch, the slider. More times than not, when this kid, Tyson Ross, is behind in the count, he will throw that slider. It's amazing.
After getting squeezed a bit on some of his pitches, but at foul, here's another slider. He's number 5 in the National League in strikeouts, 184. He and Ian Kennedy in a little personal Padre battle to see who's going to finish with the most punch-outs, each looking at a goal of 200 for the year. 2-2. Fastball upstairs at 95. Just could not order a more beautiful baseball day. Kennedy and Stoltz along with Andrew Kashner. Strike 3 called, and Blackmon caught looking. And now the Padre defense, brought to you by the Aramco Group today. In the outfield, Smith in left, Maben in center. Liriano will patrol the shorter portions in right field. Spangenberg starts at third with Amarista, Jerko, and Medica around the horn. Rene Rivera behind the plate for Tyson Ross. Rafael Inoa. The Rockies picked him up from the Dodger organization this year. 8 years in the Dodger organization, where his minor league career averaged 265. He's 27 from the Dominican Republic. He's had only 9 at bats with 4 hits.
Talked to Jose Valentin, the first base coach for the Padres before the game, regarding Inoa. I said he could run a little bit. Shortstop, second base, middle infielder guy. Whoa.
Nice little play by umpire Walcott there deep at third on a carom. He just snared it with his bare right hand. Sign him up. Broken bat, ground ball to second. Jerko feeds it over to Medica. There's 2 away.
Time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. We're going to talk about a big league veteran professional hitter by the name of Justin Morneau. Last night, 4 hits. What does he possess? He's got power. He can hit to all fields. He's short, quick to the baseball. He can wait back on the breaking ball, send it a long way. MVP for the American League Minnesota Twins back in 2006. He does it all. What are his tools, Dick Denberg? He can hit to all fields, and when he comes to the plate, he's the guy who's in scoring position.
That's right. Hitting talent. 314 overall on the season, but he's just as effective on the road as he is at home, and that's a rare feat. Most of these Rockies hit gloriously in these environs, but when you get on the road, a drop of 50-60 points, not more. No. 15 home run of the year last night. Leads the club with 72 runs batted in. He's just 1 point behind Pittsburgh's Josh Harrison for the National League batting lead. Harrison at 315. And he doesn't look that weak on a swing very often.
Yeah.
Changeup fooled him.
You know what, Dick? Tyson's been working on a little split finger action. I'm wondering if that was the split finger that he just broke out on that last pitch. It had good action to it.
Certainly fooled Morneau, and that hasn't happened in the series thus far.
Well, that foul ball there, let's go back to the previous pitch out of the hand of Tyson Ross and watch the action. Down, tumbling down, and you don't see him take that
no
that bad of a swing.
A ball, 2 strikes, bases empty. 2 outs here in the Colorado first inning. No score.
It was a little late on that heater, huh?
Just to follow up on the consistency of Morneau home and away. He's hitting .317 at home this year, .311 on the road. .311 is the 5th best average of any National Leaguer on the road. Two balls, 2 strikes. Morneau with Arenado on deck. Chopped to third, charged by Spangenberg. And he had trouble getting the ball out of the glove in the late throw, and Morneau, hustling all the way, has an infield hit. Spangenberg couldn't quite catch and throw, had to take an extra step. And 1, 2, 3, and then another crow hop, and it's too late.
Yeah. Yeah, that crow hop rather than it looks like the transfer was okay, but that little tap into the glove and the crow hop was the difference.
Morneau not speedy, but he hustles hard and earns his hits. Brings up Nolan Arenado. Arenado, solid .294, 16 home runs. And he's been especially effective with the bat since the All-Star break, hitting .303 and 10 home runs since mid-July. Homered on Friday night.
You know, you go back to that infield single, the way the defense was playing, respecting the pull power of Morneau, but he does go the other way. That ball was off the bat. That was almost like an excuse me type swing. So it worked to the advantage of Justin Morneau.
Good stuff in on the hands of Arenado. 0-2.
Tyson already touching 95, 96.
All right, sunshiny day here in Denver, Coors Field. Big clouds off in the distance. They don't pay Morneau to steal bases. He doesn't have one all year. And a weak swing and a miss. Arenado goes down. A couple of strikeouts for Tyson Ross. After 1 in Colorado. No score. And we have time now for our San Diego fans of the game. Charger fans making their way here to Denver, enjoying some of the luxurious dining and baseball.
Now that is an SD t-shirt showing that San Diego pride.
I've never seen that one.
I've never seen that one either.
That's nice. Now set to go, top of the second. No score. Each team with a single in the first inning. Jerko for the Padres and Morneau an infield hit for Colorado. Seth Smith, Padres top hitter all season long. And in the last 29 games on the road, we talked about road warriors, hitting .363. And takes ball one. Against his former team, once a Colorado Rocky, Smith batting .417 in 13 games. Loves to hit here. Who doesn't? 2-0 the count as Morales keeping that breaking ball away.
And Dick, that's a point I wanted to make. We're going to have to keep an eye versus left-handed hitters. Will Morales split the plate in half and work solely away to left-handers? Will Williams set up away? Here he is away again.
And 3-0. Smith walks more than any Padre.
So I'm guessing if you're a left-handed hitter, like Mark Sweeney talks about a lot, you take one part of the plate and you look for that area. Let's see if Seth Smith looks away, tries to take him that way.
Fastball is the sign, and it's down the middle, 3-1. Three balls and 2 strikes to Smith.
Almost looks like a cutter slash slider as Tommy Medica waits on deck.
Medica and then Cameron Maben for the Padres here in the second. Lifted to center. Blackman waiting and squeezing the first out here in the second inning. Well, Tommy Medica in the throes of a terrible slump, 0 for 29 until this moment last night as he stepped in at the 5th inning and clubbed one over the left center field fence. Medica's 8th home run of the year.
Boy, did Tommy need that. He put a charge into that one. Good for him.
He'd been hitting the ball hard of late, just not getting it away from the gloves.
That's right.
They didn't catch that one. Fastball for a strike. Morales has spent time both as a starter and in the bullpen for the Rockies. This is his 21st start of the year. Throwing strikes, 0-2. Fell behind Smith 3-0 and rallied to 3-2 and got Smith to fly to center. And down goes Medica. Third strikeout for Morales. And here comes Cameron Maben.
Well, Franklin Morales has that release point down today. We peek inside the glove there. He's got the 2-seam grip. Does he work around it? You betcha he does. That's that slider down and in. Down towards the back foot.
Cameron Maben is hitting .236. 1 home run, 9 runs batted in. Didn't go, says first base umpire Iasonia. This will be the 200th at bat of the season for Maben, with only 1 homer and 9 runs batted in. And disappointing year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Advantage sitting in those box seats near the field. You're going to get some foul balls, and sometimes fans will toss you a souvenir if you don't get it yourself. Swing and a miss. 1-2, a changeup. Maben, 27. Takes strike 3. So Morales a couple of strikeouts in the first, 2 more here in the second. No score. Bottom of the second we go. Using hashtag SDFanPhoto, a chance to have it shown in our telecast. Brought to you by AT&T. Tyson Ross will face Corey Dickerson, Ben Paulson, and DJ LeMahieu in the Rockies second inning. 15 starts this year, pitching at least 6 innings and allowing 1 or no earned runs. Tied with Clayton Kershaw for the best in the National League. Dickerson has matured into a terrific hitter. 22 home runs, leads the team, shoots that one right back through the middle for a base hit. He's 10 for the last 24 and hitting with power. Ben Paulson steps up.
Well, I don't know if Corey Dickerson is a superstitious player, but whatever it is he is doing, he's going to continue to do. Short, quick to the baseball, up the center of the diamond. 3 hits last night. His last hit in the 11th inning was right up the gut. Pulled the ball in the 3rd inning for a single. Pulled the ball in the 8th last night. He's just maturing into a good big league hitter.
He's so good they almost forget the name. Cargo Gonzalez, who's been on the injured list.
Who?
Fella Gonzalez, who used to be an all-star. They seem to be able to produce hitters like weeds. They just keep sprouting up throughout the organization. They say they got a couple more outfielders that look like they're not too far away from being on the big club. Ben Paulson, just 40 at bats, 16 hits, a couple of home runs. Called up from minor league system. 26-year-old from Clemson University. Hit 31 home runs in his 3 years there in South Carolina. Dickerson has 8 steals. They come in all sizes.
Yeah, Sasquatch.
Rockies fans.
Sasquatch, he's a season ticket holder.
Runner goes, and a foul ball at the plate. Dickerson had a big jump. So 2-1 to Paulson. Well, the Rockies buried in last place in the NL West, 22 behind the Dodgers, but with a little spurt here of late, they're 10-4 their last 14 home games. They're only one game behind Arizona to get out of the cellar. First baseman Medica goes to second for one, and no chance to double up, but a good play made by Medica. He didn't hesitate. He knew he was going to second base all the way.
And that's the key. Spinning and throwing, where he's not left-handed, so he's got to get in a good throwing position. He positions himself. As soon as it's touched, he spins that front shoulder towards the target. That's a perfect strike from Tommy Medica. Nice play, first baseman Medica, to get that lead runner. I mean, that ball leaks a little bit, Dick. You know, it hits Dickerson in the back or in the helmet or in the hand.
That was a tough little short hop, too.
Yes, it was.
So Paulson trades places with Dickerson, one out, and here's DJ LeMahieu. LeMahieu, he started that 12th inning last night with a double down the right field line against the Padres this year. LeMahieu, considered one of their lighter hitters, 269 his season average, but against the Padres, hitting .400. 20 for 50. And 5 for 9 in this series. Line to center, and that's another base hit. Maybin plays it in. Paulson moves up 90 feet, and with one out, the Rockies have something brewing here in the second.
Let's see if it's the fastball to LeMahieu. Actually, it looks like a slider. It kind of just stayed up a little bit. And he stayed on that nicely, not trying to pull it. Had the one hopper to Cameron Maybin.
So Paulson to second, LeMahieu at first, and Jackson Williams makes his first appearance against the Padres. 2 for 10 since the call-up. 28 years of age, college ball at the University of Oklahoma. He was a high pick of the Giants a few years back. And takes a strike. He was the 43rd player selected 7 years ago by San Francisco. Spent 7 years in the Giant organization. Well, they're getting ready for football, too. It's a doubleheader here in the Mile High City. Rockies in the afternoon, and the Broncos tonight against the Indianapolis Colts.
Boy, if you're a sports fan, a couple of good matchups.
How about that?
Ross,
Meanwhile, Serena
Ross.
Williams going for her 18th major titled U.S. Open this afternoon in New York. So there's a lot going on.
Then you got Chargers tomorrow night in Arizona against the Cardinals. It's all good.
Nice stop by Rivera. With Willeen Rosario on the injured list. We've seen Michael McHenry the other 2 games of the series, and McHenry doing some damage. Had 3 hits in the series, but they're giving this young guy, not so young, but new in terms of the big leagues, Jackson Williams, a chance.
Pretty much a catch and throw guy in his minor league days. Probably a good double play candidate as well.
Pick off at second. Gets away from Amarista and doesn't roll far enough away as he was straddled Ben Paulson. Looked like Amarista, not a big man, was about to take him out of the gate in the 6 furlong event.
I thought they were about to have pony rides here at Coors Field as we take a look. Good throw.
Tried to tag before he really
and then right
caught
here,
the ball.
saddle up.
All right.
And then you see the second base umpire there, Adam Hamari. See him signaling safe, safe, safe. So no obstruction right there because he was going for the ball. His momentum put him over the runner, and the runner did not make an attempt to go. So he's signaling safe. It's all good.
2-1, and the man who is light hitting, Jackson Williams, isn't so light hitting after all. A 3-run home run. His first major league home run, we're guessing. We'll go back and look at the the book on him. Well, this is his first major league appearance this week, and that is a way to break in. Your first home run. He's only played in a couple of games here in Colorado before now.
Oh, it looked like a 2-1 breaking ball, 2-1 slider out of the hand of Tyson Ross.
So once again, the opponents strike first, and that's been the case the last now 6 games. The Padres, who do so well when they score first, but the opposition scoring first, and explains in part their 4 consecutive losses starting today. Morales, he had to enjoy what he saw as much as anyone. He now has a 3-0 lead. 28 at bats this year with 3 hits. Here's the home run.
You know what? It's not the pitch, it's the location of the pitch, because that slider right there, it speeds up the bat of Williams. He gets that barrel going. He wanted it down and away. And that's going to happen. All the great ones miss with location once in a while.
But you make a mistake here in this park, and you pay for it. So from 3-0, a couple of strikes, 3-2, a nice easy 96-mile-an-hour fastball to Morales. Leadoff hitter Charlie Blackmon on deck for the Rockies. We were checking last year at this stage for the Padres. They were 64-77. They're 2 games ahead of that pace this year. But this is a tough road trip, and that's a tough home run followed by a walk to the pitcher, a no-no. And a reminder that you can catch every strikeout, every game under every history-making moment on MLB Whip Around, weeknight, 7 o'clock Pacific time on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Duran Ballsy out to try to settle down Tyson Ross, who has to be upset that 3-run home run, and then you walk the pitcher.
Yeah. Let's see how Tyson Ross rebounds after the home run and the walk. He's done it before. You know, when we talk about the string of quality starts, you look up and down the ledger of Tyson Ross. He's walked as many as 5. He's walked as many as 4. But he doesn't seem to let those walks hurt him. See if he bounces back here.
And again, going back to that remarkable note on the success of Ross this year, 15 starts, pitching at least 6 innings, allowing 1 or no runs. And he's given up 3 in 1 inning here in the second today. Swing and a miss by Blackmon, who struck out the first time. Jackson Williams, 3-run homer. First major league home run. A ball and a strike, the slider hanging. And we'll go back to last night, your comment about the left-handed starter, Jorge De La Rosa, that he likes pitching here because his breaking ball doesn't break as much. Now, that seems contradictory, doesn't it?
It does.
And for pitchers like Ross, it is perhaps a factor that that slider isn't going to bite quite as hard here in the high altitude.
And that's why if you're going to pitch down, you got to make sure you get it down and maybe even a little bit more to even where you bounce it. The hitters will swing at it. That one he threw to Williams just hung in the middle of the plate. Didn't really have a lot of bite to it. And it sped up his bat.
Not only his first major league home run, but his first RBIs. 3 in 1 swing. 2-2 now to Blackmon. Blackmon turned 28 at start of July. Georgia Tech star.
Well, the next pitch for Tyson Ross will be number 43.
And a base hit to right field as Blackmon pulls it sharply through the hole. On his way to third is the pitcher Morales. So Franklin Morales running like a leadoff man. He saw the ball go through, going to help himself, sprints on to third. And this long second inning continues as Colorado has 3, only 1 out, and runners at the corners.
And with the big outfield here in Colorado, we talk about it all the time, where the outfielders have a tendency to play on the deeper side of things. And you take a look at this ball, sure, it's hit sharply. Morales, he doesn't even break stride. Stu Cole, third base coach, tells him to stop.
So first and third, 1 out for young shortstop Rafael Inoa. Grounded to second his first time. So he's now 4 for 10 since joining the big club.
So that's why, as a base runner, you really have to be aware of where the outfielders are playing so you can go first to third on a single.
Infield back. Except at third base, Spangenberg, a ball hit to him. He has a play at the plate.
Well, Morales at third base really getting froggy down there. Big secondary lead from the Rockies pitcher. You could always put on a timing play after a pitch with the left-handed hitter up there. Throw down.
That didn't work. They're thinking along with you, though, Mark Grant, that Morales a little too eager with his dancing off the bag. That home run by Jackson Williams, a shocker. I mean, Tyson Ross has been so solid. You just expect him to breeze along, allow maybe 1 or 2 or no runs, get through 6 or 7. All of a sudden, one swing from an unknown, and you're down 3-0.
You know, it just goes to show you how fine you have to be at times. I mean, once again, you know, it wasn't so much the pitch; it was just the location of the pitch. And I'll bet you, if he asked Tyson, he'd tell you, you know, I just didn't get out there enough. I left it over the plate.
Runner goes 2-0 and a swing and a miss. The throw by Rivera, not in time. Blackman has his 26th stolen base, leads the club. So second and third with 1 out, and the count goes 2-1 to Inoa.
Well, we take a look at this pitch here. I mean, it's a slider down and in. I mean, it looks like a hit and run swing, but you know, with the count 2-0, they send the runner in motion. And if, in fact, it is a hit and run, that's exactly what you have to do. You have to swing no matter what. You've got to try to foul it off. It worked to the advantage of the Rockies.
Had to be a distraction for Rivera,
sure.
too. The man falling down in the batter's box. Yeah, it's on the inside corner, 2-2. So the infield was second and third, first base open. They're going to draw in, try to make a play at the plate. Morales has already shown us that he can run a bit. It's not a slow pitcher over there at third that you're going to get easily at the plate if it is hit to you. Swing and a miss. Tied him up inside. That's his third strikeout. As we check the Saquon Casino Daycation stat of the game, add 3 to the 184, 187 punch outs now for Tyson Ross, 5th in the National League. Ian Kennedy just behind. Kennedy's next start will be on Wednesday night in Los Angeles. Justin Morneau with 2 men in scoring position. They're not going to let him hit. They walk him intentionally and load him up. That means the Rockies will bat around here in the second. Nolan Arenado next.
Well, for Tyson Ross, it's 5 for 10 in the first pitch strike category this afternoon. When Tyson gets ahead, his ERA is 1.5. When he falls behind, 4.4.
He almost threw that one over the outside corner. Rivera had to jump back to his right to catch it. 3-0. And now Morneau's aboard. Second walk as we go back to Arenado's first at bat when he struck out.
Yeah, when Tyson Ross, first pitch slider. That's his money pitch, right? What's the second pitch? A little two-seam fastball in. Down and away. Boy, going in, out, or out, in, out. Uno, dos, adios. Slider, fastball, fastball for the strikeout.
But quite a second innings of labor here for Tyson Ross. His 33rd pitch of the inning coming up. Ninth man to bat, Arenado. 3 runs in on the home run, bases loaded. Infield after the strikeout of Binoa. Now can play back. In on his fist. 94 on the fastball. And he in focus all the way and souvenir to boot. Now that's talent.
Nice job, Steven. Going to your right nicely.
Rocky over every base with 2 outs here in the second. Hit hard, but way out in front. 0-2. Come on, charge those. Andrew Cashner. Some of the Padres waving the towel at Arenado. Come on.
I'll tell you see Arenado turning on those pitches as we just go back to that first at bat. Remember that one pitch down and in? Tyson Ross really making him aware of that pitch down in. Let's see if he tries to put him away. Inside again. Oh, he's going away.
And it's sharply hit. Nice play by Amarista to save 2 more. Oh my, that ball was crushed. Amarista with quick hands, and the inning is over. But the damage done. A 3-run major league first home run off the bat of Jackson Williams.
Last half inning, pitch by pitch to Nolan Arenado, and the bases were loaded. There's the 2-seamer in. You think he's aware of it? He spins on another one. Hung a breaky ball, but Alexi to his right. He goes the short way to Jerko for the out, and the frustration being showed by Nolan Arenado. That's a hang with him.
Hey, wait, Arenado. Now you know how the opposing players feel. How many times have you robbed somebody of a base hit?
Good point.
Turnabout is fair play as Amarista robs him and keeps this game at 3-0. And that was hit very hard. Could well be 5-0 as Tyson Ross really struggling in that second inning. Alexi Amarista, then Ross and Spangenberg to bat for the Padres in the top of the third. Amarista trying to break out of a hitless series. He's 0 for 8. Crucial at bat last night. A double play in an 11th inning when the Padres had 3 hits but couldn't score.
So it looks like up to this point when Morales gets ahead, he goes for the strikeout with the off-speed pitches. Curveball, changeup, and a couple of cutters.
slash sliders, if you want to call it that.
So the Padres certainly noting that as well. Let's see if they figure out that pattern. First pitch misses, ball one. Not a lot of sleep last night for either team. Longest game of the entire season for the Padres, 4 hours and 52 minutes. And made all the longer by the fact that they went home a loser. Somehow you don't feel so tired with those extra innings when you win them. 2-1.
Yeah, those are the ones that really hurt when you go that long and you lose. But those are the ones that, on the winning end, really pick up the morale of the club, especially on a road trip like this.
Rockies are playing well of late after a terrible season, plagued by injuries to all-star players: Tulowitzki, Gonzalez, Rosario, Kadire. They've been hit as hard as any team. Injuries to big-name players. Out of play, 3-2. Walt Weiss, second year as manager of the Rockies. They were 74-88 last year. They're not going to finish quite that well this season. Former North Carolina Tar Heel All-America and American League Rookie of the Year with the A's. Ground ball to short. Inoa across. One away. Time now for the top tier player profile, brought to you by Arco. And a look at one of those injured Rockies, Troy Tulowitzki, who is, through his career, the big man at shortstop, has lost a lot of games with injuries. Hip surgery now here in 2014.
Boy, when he is healthy, the home runs, the RBIs, the doubles, the average career .295 hitter, Troy Tulowitzki.
And he was off to a fantastic start this year before the injuries took him to the operating table. Hitting .340, that'd be way out in front of the National League batting race. He had 21 home runs. Tulo. Will he be a Rocky next year? 2-0 to Ross. That's a strike.
You know, that's an interesting topic of discussion about Troy Tulowitzki, because his contract takes him through 2020.
Very healthy contract it is, and certainly deserved.
Yeah.
But there's some teams that could afford
to
pick that up. Thinking more about Carlos Gonzalez, the left fielder with that left-handed bat, a terrific outfielder. And when you see Blackman and Dickerson and the quality they have without Gonzalez, he would be a prize carrot out there in a possible trade deal in the offseason. But he too has a big contract. So a team like the Padres are looking for a bat like Carlos Gonzalez. They just can't afford him. Full count now to Tyson Ross. And he earns a walk. Well, there you go. Morales walked by Ross. So Ross says, okay, let's share the wealth here. Give me a chance to go over there to the first sack. First walk from Morales. So Spangenberg struck out his first time.
Remember, a lot of pitches away to Corey, his first at-bat. Let's see if he tries to look that way.
He does, and lines it foul. And quite a entry into the major leagues for Corey Spangenberg in just a week's time. A couple of home runs, a game winner. Fans at Petco getting a chance to cheer him. His dad and mom there. Foul back. Good swing. can play second, short, third. Where do you think his future? He can play the outfield. In fact, he was in the outfield last night.
Yeah, I think that's one of the advantages the Padres have with Corey Spangenberg. And he's going to tell you, I'll play anywhere, right?
Spring training, he was the second baseman.
So he's going away again with the breaking ball here.
That's the pitch he struck out Spangenberg in the first inning, but he lays off. 1-2. Weekly hit to second. A glove flip. Not in time for the double play, but LeMahieu at second base, not wasting any time, just took a glove toss over to his shortstop Inoa for the force out on Tyson Ross.
I was wondering if they had the foot on the bag here. Oh, you know what? I don't think his foot was on the bag on the force out.
Yeah, the timing close. Because of the flip, it wasn't as fast a delivery as Inoa was expecting.
I think Buddy should challenge that. I think he was safe at second base.
There he goes.
I mean, even when that happened in real time from our vantage point up here, it really looked like as soon as that ball hit the hand of Inoa that there was no foot on the bag. Yeah, he's safe.
No way, yeah.
He's safe.
Well, that was the phantom call. They just overlooked that in the past, but now that they're reviewing and everything, it's pretty close to getting Spangenberg at first as well. But he is delaying here until he gets a signal.
Yeah, I think.
Here comes the crew chief Iasonia in on the conversation. Doesn't have the ball, and you can't tell because it's blocked by Ross there.
And you know what, Tyson, he wasn't even starting his slide until Inoa. So what I'm trying to say is the runner going to second base wasn't even a factor in, getting in the way of the position player to where if you want to call the daylight play, I think he was clearly safe.
Yes, of course he was, but now it doesn't appear that they're going to go to the review system. That may be not reviewable in the new system of reviewing almost everything, including the weather report. That may be one they just said, let's not get involved with that one. We'll just go as we always have in the past, and it's the phantom touch on the force. But there's no question you eyeballed that correctly right off the bat. Judgment portion of the neighborhood play is what we're talking about, number 4 on the list.
So, Dick, what you're saying is that
ineligible? Not eligible. So that's
gotcha.
Even though Buddy was right, Ross should be safe. For some reason, you can't challenge that. Okay, what a system. Liriano, the batter. I can't wait till I'm commissioner.
That stinks.
I've already bought the 2 12-second clocks.
Yeah,
as soon as they name me, I'm going right out there with those 2 12-second clocks. We'll speed up this game. Liriano struck out the first time. Spangenberg, ooh, he was leaning, barely able to dive back. Now they've seen Morales' good move.
Well, he was leaning, and he goes to the outfield part of the bag there, furthest part away from the tag from Morneau. That still ticks me off, that play at second base.
It should. They're trying to make everything correct, and there's an obvious failure there. But the second base umpire, you got to blame Hamari. He could have called it and didn't. He just let it fly by. So there's no challenge. Two and 0 to Liriano.
Well, here's what bothered me. Here's the flip. Watch the ball in the hand, and he's not even in touch with the bag.
Not even close. I mean, Amari was looking right at the bag.
Yep.
Two and 0. And he doesn't give in with a fastball. Spins in a breaking pitch. There again, as we said earlier, the ineligible for video review. There's the fourth one there. They can't review the neighborhood play. Well, that was the neighborhood. What do they call that out there at where the golf course is? That was that neighborhood. Ball low. The steal attempt by Spangenberg, and he's in there. His first big league stolen base.
Well, going on first move. Remember, there was a couple of moves over there first base from Morales, and it's just a flip of a coin. You go on the first movement, and that's exactly what Corey did.
Throw hit Corey Spangenberg and stayed right there at second base. Mayhew trying to apply the tag. So 3-1 to Liriano, a man in scoring position, a chance to get one of those runs back here or more. 2 outs here in the third. Outside corner, 3-2. Line drive right to the shortstop, Inoa. So the Padres denied, middle of the third, 3-0 Colorado. Juan Casino, real friendly, real close. Buy Jack in the Box. Try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo, just $4.99. Must have. And by the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. Visit us at aramco.biz.
Oh, it looks like the 3:15's on time.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Up tempo here in the capital city of Colorado.
Oh, look at that view.
That's a picture postcard to send back to San Diego. Beautiful day back home. Wonderful weather here in Denver this afternoon as we go to the last of the third. Corey Dickerson led off the second inning, now leading off the third. He got it started, and with 2 men on, Jackson Williams, a 3-run homer for the score. Almost stepped into that fastball.
The pitch was like right down the middle, and he's like doing the limbo rock. It wasn't even close.
And if the ball had been a little lower, it would have been a strike.
Yes.
It had nothing to do with being inside. Slider 1-1. Dickerson, Paulson, and LeMahieu scheduled here in the third. Quite a season for Dickerson. He has emerged as a top player in this Rockies team. He can run a bit. 8 stolen bases. He's got surprising power based on what we saw last year when they called him up midseason. 22 homers. 68 runs batted in. So a productive sort is this Corey Dickerson. He was an 8th round pick, so in essence a fairly long shot. Rockies back 4 years ago, so he quickly moved up through the minor league system and came up to the big club last year. Well, the fight in the NL Central is on. The Cardinals clubbing the Brewers a final 9-1, and the Pirates trying to stay close with a 10-4 victory at Wrigley Field. Well, that's not a final yet. They're in the 8th inning.
Boy, the Suds have gone flat in Milwaukee, huh?
Boy, that's got to be a killer for Milwaukee fans. They were comfortably ahead, and then they went into that 9-game tailspin, and it's continuing while the Cardinals just don't seem to ever lose. Ground ball to second, backhanded by Jerko for the first down. So as of the moment, the Cardinals have moved 5 games in front of Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. So the Pirates now edging their way ahead of the Brewers. So not only has this been destructive in terms of winning the NL Central for the Brew Crew, they might fall out of wild card contention.
And remember, the NLCS, NLDS are on Fox Sports 1 this year. Oh, that's going to be exciting. It's good stuff.
Corey Dickerson has grounded out, and this has been Paulson. Paulson safe on a fielder's choice, his first at bat. Whoa, shattered bat, and that came flying right at Ross. Boy, that took some concentration on the part of the big right-hander to field the ball and not just dive out of the way. That was a spear flying at him.
Okay, you're concentrating on making a pitch, right? Now you're watching the ball coming at you, and you've got that piece of the bat.
Wow.
That's getting in his kitchen right there.
That's frightening, though.
Yep. Looked like a four-seam fastball. Wow.
I mean, that could do some damage.
That bat exploded.
And for him to knock it down is quite remarkable. So 2 away on groundouts, Dickerson and Paulson. Here's LeMahieu, singled his first time as he continues to wear out Padre pitching. Now hitting over 400. That's the average before today. You can add another single to that list. Ross quickly in front, 2 strikes. Base is empty here in the third. Rockies with a 3-0 lead. Their 5th home run of the series. Leading the National League in homers. Show you how much better as a team they hit than the rest of the National League, and you've got to credit in part the ballpark in which they play. 275 their team average. Next best is 16 points behind. The Dodgers are 259. And it'll be the Dodgers tomorrow night, folks. 6:30 our broadcast time here on Fox Sports San Diego. Despaigne for San Diego against a guy named Kershaw for the Dodgers. Then Cashner will pair up against Roberto Hernandez Tuesday night. Kennedy and Heron on Wednesday night. 6:30 for all 3 TV times. He wastes one in the dirt. 1 and 2 now. 2 and 2.
Weren't we just at Dodger Stadium?
Seems like it. Well, remember it's like 3 months where there were no games in LA, and then they bunched them up here in August, September. Full count. But it's been a tough 3 innings, demanding now the 70th pitch from Ross.
Yeah, and Tyson got squeezed on that last one.
And the ball outside, and a 2-out walk to LeMahieu. That'll bring up the home run hitter, Jackson Williams. 3-run blast, his first major league home run, first major league RBIs in the 2nd inning. As you look at the broad dimensions of Coors Field, it'll accommodate some 50,000 when fully sold out.
And over the course of time, doesn't matter who the pitcher is, you're going to run into one. Jackson Williams at home run. In 1,794 at bats prior to this year, only had 37 home runs in the minor leagues. So, hey, you get a good pitch, you hit a mistake, happens to the best of pitchers out there.
Ball 1 up high.
And it's all about this kid, Tyson Ross, now making that adjustment after that pitch to throw up zeros.
LeMahieu with his lead at first. Two and 0. Just missing outside on that last delivery. First one just a bit high, so he's all around the strike zone, not quite catching the corners. Chop to second. Easy play for Jerko. The force there to Amarista. That's it for the Rockies in the 3rd. We go on to the 4th. Colorado 3, San Diego nothing. right, Mike and Mark. Jed Jerko leads off the Padre fourth with Rivera and Smith to follow. Jed single to left field, the only base hit off Morales.
On your farewell tour, Mark Grant.
Here we go.
What was the best gift that you received as you went around the league?
You know what I would appreciate? Just a box of cereal. I love cereal.
And chocolate milk.
And give me some chocolate milk, some cereal, and I'm good to go. Yeah, it doesn't take much to please this fat bald guy.
No, I'm talking about your playing days. When you
oh,
went on
my
your
playing days.
Farewell tour. What was the best gift that any ball club gave you?
Ticket out of town. After
they
the
paid
game.
for the ticket,
yeah.
too.
Or no, I should say teams wanted me to hang around more because then they'd be more productive, from an offensive standpoint.
Visiting, that's
Get
right.
them in the game, please. What a nice gesture, though, huh, for the Yankees and honoring Derek Jeter.
Well, it's just like Rivera and all the clubs treating him so royally, as well deserved, and Trevor Hoffman the same.
Some Padre faithful there.
2-1 to Jerko. Off the fist, rolled to third, right to the Gold Glove of Arenado. One away.
Oh, Franklin Morales this afternoon, he has 4 strikeouts, and he started early by showing the off-speed stuff. Leading off the game, Corey Spangenberg, the whiff on the curveball. Liriano, he got him with a changeup, even though it was up in the zone. And then Tommy Medica has to try to deal with the cutter / slider. Cameron Maben caught looking on that cutter / slider. 4 punch-outs this afternoon for the Rockies left-hander, and there's when you break it down. Hey, pretty even, huh? Breaking ball.
Nice
fastball.
mixture.
Yeah.
Rivera fly to right field his first at bat. So Morales, you look at his season record: 5 wins, 7 losses. ERA almost 5.5. Batting average almost 300. But against the Padres, he's 2-0 with a 1.54 ERA, and he's gone 3 1/3 today, allowing only 2 base runners, a single and a walk.
He's been aggressive in the zone right out of the get-go. He really has. Sometimes he could try to overthrow and get erratic. Not the case today.
2-1 the count. 3-0 the score.
And
a 3-run homer by Jackson Williams.
Southland Technology, Dick. Look at that. Up and up and up. Get something up here.
High chopper, foul. And Arenado, fair or foul. He still gets his glove on it. Hey, he's so good you could almost have the shortstop always play on the second base side. Just let him cover that whole left side. El Toro, California. So close to home. San Diego being home for us, and nice to see a player from the area.
Yep.
He's so successful. Another foul.
The other day when Glenn Hoffman was hit by the foul ball on the backside, we used to use the expression, got him right in the wallet.
Right.
That's where it hit him.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt at all. It hit me right here. He took his wallet out of his back pocket. He doesn't travel without that nice black wallet.
He keeps all his notes in that little wallet.
Yep. That ball hit well, but hooking into the corner, and that's going to fly foul. That had some home run depth. Look at that, what I found. Oh, you mama.
Glenn, I talked to him months ago, in that wallet that he keeps in his back pocket, he keeps all his notes, outfielders' notes, notes of the day. He found out a long time ago from a former coach.
He went. That'll be strike 3 on Rivera. Continue.
He learned from an old coach a long time ago that, hey, at the end of the day, you want to recall stuff that you learned or stuff that you relayed to players and keep it on a little notebook. He keeps that notebook with him at all times in his back pocket. And like you said, it's a little black wallet with all of his notes in there. Ever since he's been coaching in baseball, he keeps that with him.
So 11 outs for Morales, 5 of them strikeouts. A lineup by Liriano, a couple of fly balls and 3 groundouts. He's more known as a ground ball pitcher, a lot of double plays. Seth Smith flied out to center field, his first at bat. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the Padre fourth. A 3-0 Colorado advantage. Oh, and 2. Boy, he's hitting in spots, Morales. Padres have had 1 runner reach second base. That was Spangenberg, safe on a fielder's choice and a steal, his first major league steal. That was in the last inning. Yeah, to use your favorite word, conundrum. Certainly this Rockies team is all of that. The best hitting team by far.
Yep.
The worst pitching team by far. You wouldn't know it the way Morales is throwing. There's another easy inning for him. 1, 2, 3 go the Padres. Middle of the fourth. 3-0 Colorado.
As the Yankees take on the AL East leading Orioles on Fox. Then on Fox Sports 1, the Padres battle the Diamondbacks. Action starts at 9:30 a.m. Pacific on Fox and continues at 4:30 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Morales, the pitcher, leads off the bottom of the fourth. Tyson Ross then will face Charlie Blackmon and Rafael Inoa. Strike 1. Are you going to be working that game for Fox National Network on Saturday?
I am, yes, in Arizona. Yes,
right.
The Saturday game, yes.
All right, I'll be watching that. Although I might be tempted to go out and run 10 miles. Yes, the weather's improving. It's down to 105, during the day.
You like coming to the ball yard, though. You like to get the sights and sounds of the ball yard.
No, I can't stand it. I have to go. They'll say, well, what are you going to do on your day off?
I can
That's
get
not
you
a day off. I'm going to the ballpark.
I can get you into the booth that day.
Okay, thank you. Can I take notes?
Absolutely.
Steal some ad libs?
I can run in every half inning, get you some coffee. I'll take care of you, Professor.
I'll get you the coffee. Morales with a hack, and it's 2-2. Too many pitches for Ross so far. He had that rough second inning as the Rockies batted around. And a swing and a miss. That's number 4 for Tyson.
Nice slider, good tilt, good depth, and great location. Even though it is the pitcher, still that's a huge out. Time to check the Cholula flamethrower with Tyson Ross. Get it up there. 97.
Woo! That is hot sauce.
Yes, Mark Sweeney would say.
I can't even come close.
Sure you can.
He's the best. All of us have, certain talents. Mike Pomerantz is the best.
I'm still searching, but go ahead.
Well, we all know your talent.
Mike Pomerantz is just brilliant at everything he posts. But Mark Sweeney, no one says hot sauce.
Oh, he's
like
the best.
He does, yeah,
it's the best.
Now he had to put that on, in a plaque on his door. Mr. Hot Sauce.
He should copyright it.
Yeah.
And he loves fish tacos. I wonder if they have fish tacos here in Denver.
Oh, yeah.
I know they've got Rocky Mountain oysters.
Oh, good for you.
He loves Rocky Mountain oysters, Mark Sweeney.
I think that he likes the butterscotch dipped ones.
2-0 to Blackman. Singled his last time and stole his 26th base.
Was that a John Denver hit? Rocky Mountain oysters? I guess so. Fouled away.
I'm sure we could find some lyrics to fill in for that tune.
Yeah, I think we probably better move on here.
They sell them here at the ballpark.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. Seriously.
Well, I guess I'm getting confirmation from our culinary expert, Jason Lewis, our producer, because he knows what's good eating. That's a burger shack. That's not a Rocky Mountain oyster shack. What's the connection between Don Hilton and the conversation here?
Drive to center field. Maben is right there for the lineup. 2 away to Inoa. Inoa, spelled Y-N-O-A, and saying Inoa and seeing that Y, I think of Yannick Noah, last Frenchman to win the French Open tennis championship, and of course his son now has become a superstar.
Yeah.
Is he still with the Bulls? Chicago
I believe
Bulls?
he is with the Bulls. I'm not an NBA guy, but I think he is.
When you think about that combination here of the man, Frenchman to win the French Open, a fantastic tennis player, Hall of Famer, and then his son becomes an American star in basketball. 1-1. High and away, 95. That was one of the great thrills I had as a broadcaster, watching Yannick Noah leap the net, not to congratulate his opponent after winning the French, but to run to hug his father who came out of the stands.
Was that at Roland Garros?
2-2 now. Inoa grounded out, struck out. Bouncer that caroms away. Full count.
Well, he has had trouble this afternoon with that Tyson Ross slider, even though it's 3-2. Let's see if he tries to throw another one here. Really tied him up.
Got him. 5 strikeouts for Ross. 1, 2, 3 the story. On to the 5th inning. Padres need some runs. Down 3-0. Final game of this 3-game series. The Rockies 3 runs and 5 hits with 5 left. Padres no runs, only 1 single. Jed Jerko against Frank Morales and 2 men left. And speaking of marathons, last night for the Padres, their longest game of the season, down in yellow there, 4 hours 52 minutes, 25th longest of the entire Major League season. How about the Tigers and Blue Jays on August 10th going over 6.5 hours?
How about the longest 9-inning game, 4 hours and 19 minutes? Cubs Red Sox on July 2nd? 9-inning game? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they could have been longer, but they didn't have a single challenge in that game. So they're going to work on that.
Hey, you know, that brings up a serious question. Will they address time of game issues?
They should. I don't think
absolutely they should.
If you went to every fan here, do you want longer games or shorter games? Well, one guy that's just had his 8th beer might say, I like the longer games. But most of them are going to say, could pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah.
Tommy Medica pick up the scoring action here in the 5th. Medica, Maben, Amarista to hit. Medica struck out swinging the first time. Rips that one just foul.
He's had some good swings lately. It's good to see.
Well, we thought he might shave the mustache after hitting the home run last night, getting out of the slump. It looks like he's going to work on that. Kind of the Clark Gable look.
See if Morales continues. Remember, left-handers down and away, right? That's a comfort zone for Morales. Well, that would mean down and into righties like Tommy Medica. What do you know? Southland Technology, Fox Tracks. 2 of the 3 pitches. That's pitches with a P inside.
Sharply hit. 2 hops to Arenado. Come to Papa. He fields it, and the tag made by Morneau for the out. Hard hit, but right to the wrong man.
Yeah, and Arenado takes a little bit too much time. Tommy Medica was busting it down the line. And then he rushes it a little bit, and on the swipe tag, Morneau gets Tommy Medica. I mean, he's going. Got him on the tag. That's a good way to break a wrist, too.
It sure is.
For a first baseman. Ouch.
You got to make the tag and make sure you're sweeping it away as you tag. Don't hold it there. So 1 out. And here's Cameron Maben. Took a 3rd strike the first time. He rips one to right field, a base hit. Over to cut it off is Paulson. Padres' 2nd hit of the game. Maybe that'll get it going here in the 5th inning. The Padres trailing 3-0. And Alexi Amarista steps up. He's 0 for 9 in the series.
Looks like Jose Valentin giving some pointers, a little bit of instruction on the move of Franklin Morales. It's always good to be informed, be on top of things.
Ross on deck. Amarista to left field. Over is Dickerson, and he misjudged the ball the other night, but for a moment we thought he had shortchanged the length of that drive by Amarista, but he's able to recover. There's 2 away.
I think you're right, Dick. I think Dickerson was fooled a little bit by that swing. It really wasn't one of those come out of your shoes type swings, but he hit it squarely on the sweet spot, and he had to backtrack for the out.
So with 2 outs, Maben at first. Here's Tyson Ross. Ross has more hits than any of the Padre pitchers. He has 10 this year. He walked his first time up and fouls it away. Got a nice short compact swing. Well, it won't be long. Here we are, September 7th. We could see the first snowfall within a month up here. Thrown away, and Maben able to go to second and maybe more. He takes a turn and will hold as
Right fielder Paulson came in to back up. A throwing error by pitcher Morales puts Maben in scoring position.
Looks like Morales on that attempt to first base with Laredo with the sidearm. Left it on the outfield side of Cameron Maben. No chance for Morneau to get it.
So now Tyson Ross, chance to help himself with the base hit, get on the board. One and one. Yeah, the nice thing about Colorado and places like Vail and Aspen is the summer times there's so much to do as well. I mean, they're meccas for skiing, certainly. And it's 1-2. And a lot of companies, music, symphonies, ballet will train, if you will, in the summer at those resorts. So there's wonderful music, there's great hiking, golf, tennis. So it's a lot. They really cater also to cycling up here.
Oh yeah, huge.
Well, there's a little patch of snow left from the last season. That's about enough for me. Oh, there's two.
Did you ever ski?
Oh yeah, I started at age 50. I was at a school. Everyone was 3 and 4, and me at 50, starting my first lesson. And caught looking. Tyson Ross. Morales has the strikeout pitch working. That's 6 in the game today. Williams, the catcher, laboring in the minor leagues for 7 years. San Francisco organization. That's his first big league home run and first RBIs. A 3-0 lead, supporting Franklin Morales. Morales has struck out 6. He's walked only 1, allowing just a couple of hits. Jerko and Maben with singles, shutting out the Padres through 5 innings with a 3-0 lead. That's our Harrah's game summary. Justin Morneau has singled and walked today. Then Arenado and Dickerson to follow. Last of the 5th. Line drive base hit. Man, he could really hit. Based on what we've seen of him on the season, including the series, of course, I haven't seen a better hitter all year. Have you, than Morneau?
Very consistent. And I know we've talked about him a lot, and that's why he's got the .317 average. And I think one of the reasons why he's jumping all over the fastball, out and away, if taken, probably a ball. But he wants to stay away from that slider out of the hand of Tyson Ross. And once again, not trying to pull that ball. He hit that ball exactly where it was pitched.
He got a pitch he could pull last night and homered deep to right center field. Arenado. Boy, that ball had some action on it, huh?
Yeah, Rene Rivera out of the crouch and saying, okay, settle down, coming right at me. Let's make a good pitch here.
He struck out Arenado the first time, and with the bases loaded, ripped one toward the hole at short. But Amarista, quick glove work, able to get a force to end the inning. That was when the Rockies had scored 3 on the home run by Williamson. It loaded him up. And this one, an easier chance. He'll go to second for one, back to first, a double play. Quick work by Amarista, in and out of the glove to Jerko, and Jerko with that strong throw to complete the 6-4-3 double play.
Now the 13th time that Nolan Arenado has grounded into a double play. Leading in that category on the DL is Willeen Rosario. Good footwork, good feed. Jerko's strike over to Medica.
Watch the glove work of Amarista here. Just flip it out of there just perfectly to Jerko.
Nice.
So 2 quick outs, and here's Corey Dickerson, a single and a ground out. .94 pitches now for Tyson Ross, trying to get through this 5th inning. After the one swing, producing 3 runs, keeping the Rockies in check and hoping the Padre offense will awaken. 1-1. Well, it doesn't get easier for the San Diego Padres. They go to Los Angeles on their charter flight after the game, and tomorrow night will run into Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers. 6:30 our TV time here on Fox Sports San Diego. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
That looked like one of those split fingers from Tyson Ross. It was at 90. He's been 96, 97 on the fastball. That had a little tail to it down and away.
Boy, if you can add that to his repertoire, he's really going to be something.
Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, said he's been working on it like the last three starts. And what Tyson does, he goes with a 2-seam grip on his 2-seamer, and he'll just spread his fingers a little bit. A little split finger. Not a true fork ball, just a split finger. Just the middle finger and the index finger split on the sides of the baseball and just throw it like a fastball.
A ball, 2 strikes, bases empty. 2 outs here in the 5th. Well, when you have a fastball topping out at 97 and that devastating slider, and then you add a splitter as well. Wow.
Yeah.
Can I be
gives
your
gives the hitter another pitch to think about, huh?
Plus a change. He's thrown a couple of those today as well. And chasing there is Dickerson, and the put-out recorded at first base. 6 strikeouts. That's 6 for Ross, 6 for Morales. 5 innings complete. The Rockies 3, but Padres nothing.
Padres did something great that other teams copied, and they are the best at it. It's the Shirts Off Their Backs event. You can win a jersey off the back of a Padres player, and it supports the Padres Foundation, Shirts Off Their Backs, by purchasing tickets from September 15th to the 21st for a chance to win a jersey. Tickets can be purchased throughout the ballpark, and the lucky winners receive 2 tickets to the September 21st game to reveal their winning jerseys. Great job by the Padres once again. Shirts Off Their Backs. Get involved. Help the foundation.
It's been a very popular program in the past, and I know your fans are going to want to be included again this year, so take advantage. As we go to the top of the 6th inning, leadoff man Spangenberg, and he drives it to center field for a base hit. Spangenberg continues to do something positive every time he plays. Leadoff man on for Reimer Liriano.
Well, like the Rocky hitters want to stay away from the breaking ball from Tyson Ross, Corey Spangenberg getting a first pitch fastball and hitting that ball where it's pitched. Looks like Corey likes to use the whole field as well. He'll turn on when needed, right? The off-speed pitch.
His 2 home runs, pulled it at Petco and hit the home run last night to the opposite field. Liriano last time up blistered one, but it went right to the shortstop, Yanoa, for an out. Going to the glasses here in his 3rd at bat. Chopper to short, 6, 4, 3, double play. Well, it works both ways. Padres turn to Dandy. Liriano first ball hunting, 6-4-3.
Working down, getting a lot of ground balls. That is a big part of the game plan for Franklin Morales. He has forced the opponent to ground into 15 double plays prior to this game. Second most on the club. Tied for 15th in the National League.
So 2 quick outs on the double play. Here's Jerko. Single and a ground out to 3rd. Well, on Friday night, a portent of the weekend's play from Colorado, as Tyler Matzik, the 23-year-old left-hander, pitched a rare shutout here at Coors Field, a 3-hitter. It was the first shutout by a Rocky pitcher here at home since 2011. A 3-0 win last night. A different story as it went 6-6 into extra innings. But here's Morales spinning a beauty here today. 2 outs into the 6th inning, and he's allowed only 3 hits.
You know, I remember one year Brian Lawrence twirled a shutout, complete game here, and it was like 2 hours and 1 minute. I mean, we could look it up. That's easy to look up, but it was one of the most unbelievable games ever. Brian Lawrence being a sinker slider type guy. Got a lot of ground balls, got a lot of double plays.
3-1 to Jerko.
First of all, they have a shutout here, complete game, and then to top it off, 2-hour game.
That Matzik game was 2:28, so that was fairly quick by today's standards. And 3-1, pulled foul.
Well, Jed likes that pitch in, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's averse to walking. Just does not take many bases on balls. He's in there to swing the stick, and so he does. 2 pitches in the strike zone. 3-2. High fly foul down the right field side. There again, the information on the Shirts Off Their Backs. You can purchase tickets from September 19th through the 24th. San Francisco series and Colorado following the Giants. And he does take that one outside. Ball 4. Jerko on again. Second walk from Morales. And while it's been quiet on the Padres side, one swing could awaken their opportunities here. They're down just 3-0. Padre catcher has flied to right and struck out. Despaigne will be on the mound tomorrow night at Dodger Stadium. 3-5 on the year. He draws Kershaw 17-3. A roller to third, foul. Well, the last time we saw Kershaw against Tyson Ross, probably the best pitch game, and we talk about pitchers' duels of the entire season, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just one mistake by Ross, as is the case today, a 2-run home run by Turner. Padres were ahead 1-0 at the time, and the 8th inning home run by the Dodger third baseman spelled a 2-1 loss to Ross and another win for Kershaw.
Slider. Yep. Slider cutter down and in. He's got that release point locked in.
Six strikeouts so far for Morales. Spangenberg still over at first base. Toward the hole. Shortstop Inoa can't make the play as Arenado was flashing in front of him trying to field the ball. Might have blocked Inoa, and off his glove for an infield hit for Rivera. Boy, that double play, just as it hurt the Padres last night in extra innings, ruins a potential big inning here, the 6th today.
Hey, at this point of the game, any way you can get on. The infield single here as pretty sure-handed. Inoa pretty good with the glove. Arenado pretty good with the glove. He gave a chase, but extending the inning here.
So 2 hits and a walk in the inning, but no runs yet because of the double play ball. Ariano 6-4-3.
Pitching coach Jim Wright out to have a chat with Franklin Morales.
And well, he should, because Seth Smith is the hitter, and he leads the Padres in home runs, and one swing would tie it up.
Yeah, it's always good to have a little refresher course when your pitching coach comes out there with the best hitter on the Padres with 2 runners on base.
Morales has induced Smith to fly out and ground out. Ball 1. Padres trailed 4-0 last night. Finally got it going. A run in the 4th, a home run by Medica in the 5th to cut the lead to 4-2. Eventually tied up the game at 6-all. Caught the high inside corner with that one. Medica on deck. 90th pitch coming up from Morales. And a half swing, roll to second, throw to the pitcher covering in time. And the Padres leave 2, middle of the 6th, 3-0 Rockies.
been outstanding except for one pitch. If he could have this one back, he hangs it in the middle of the plate. And rookie Jackson Williams hammers the home run to left field, a 3-run shot, and that's the story offensively. With the bases loaded that same inning, a smash by Arenado, but a good play made by Amarista to deny more. And then Ross has moved through the 5 innings with 6 strikeouts, and he's walked only 1 batter. So if he can get through this 6th inning, he can continue his streak of quality starts to 15 in a row. That's the longest in Padres history. The previous long was 11, so he just has distanced himself from other Padre pitchers in quality work.
And you know what's amazing about Tyson Ross, Dick, and we've seen it right before our eyes, is that he's made adjustments along the way. They haven't been the smoothest outings, but still, he's been consistent and getting quality outings and battling. Like today, that 1 pitch, 3 runs, but after that, he's thrown up zeros.
Again, we should define what a quality start is. At 6 innings, allowing 3 or less runs. So he needs to get through this inning to extend his streak. Ben Paulson, DJ LeMahieu, and Jackson Williams to bat for the Rockies. Oh, that one got him on the elbow. Oh, that has to hurt.
Yeah, that's the last thing Tyson wants.
That'll sting for a while, as you can imagine, right on the point of the elbow.
That was a 4-seamer trying to bury it inside. It just got away from him a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's a sensitive area.
So Paulson aboard, hit by a pitch. Walt Weiss and the trainer for the Rockies out to make sure Paulson's okay. Yeah, we're talking about quality starts and Tyson Ross being right up there with the best. Here's the major league list. Cueto, most quality starts this season, 26. Then Felix Hernandez, John Lester, Julio Teheran, and Tyson Ross with a couple others tied. But that shows you that he is in major league elite, major league top 5. Might have a change here with the Paulson hit by a pitch. You know, that'll just you won't even feel your arm for a while.
Yeah.
Hit in that spot. Drew Stubbs, they started the last 2 games. Apparently he's going to come in and run for Paulson, number 13 Stubbs. And he then will go into the outfield. He'll probably go to center and they'll move Blackman back to right, but we'll wait for that. That brings up LeMahieu again. Tough to get this guy out. He's singled and scored, and he's walked today. So he's 21 for 51, over 400 against Padre pitching in 15 games this year. Former LSU Tiger. Nice block by Rivera. So if you're just joining us in the 2nd inning, Dickerson led off with a single. Paulson forced him. LeMahieu singled, so 2 on, and Jackson Williams, making only his 2nd or 3rd start. He only had 10 at bats. Hit a 3-run homer into the left field seats. Still working on that elbow of Paulson. They got him. Yes, sir. Leading was Stubbs, a good base runner, and a quick move by Ross picks him off.
All the way around, perfectly executed. Quick move from Ross. Even though it was a high throw, Stubbs looked like he was off and running, trying to utilize his speed. And a nice quick tag, getting it down there from Tommy Medica. Nicely done.
So the base is clear now, and LeMahieu takes a strike at the knees, 1-1. Well, for you tennis fans, Serena Williams has just won her 18th major title, the U.S. Open title today, 6-3, 6-3 over Caroline Wozniacki. So she's tied with Chris Evert and Martina Navratilova, 18 majors.
Wow.
She is the American hope. The American men just have disappeared. No real serious threat in the major level. Serena, the dominant female player. 2-2. LeMahieu. Ross trying to get through 6 innings. Pitch count up there at 105. Pitcher spot just a couple away, and Brooks Brown is warming up in the bullpen for Colorado. Three and two. Soft roller foul. LeMahieu runs it out and will do a U-turn, come back. Count remains full.
See, that's another thing with Tyson Ross and that biting slider of his. You get a lot of hitters top that ball. You get a little choppers, right? So you get some infield singles. Just goes with the territory. You see the breakdown. With 107 pitch effort up to this point for Tyson. Oh, that kid is so happy to have that baseball.
What a face. Strike 3 called. It took a while for C.B. Buckner, but after a pause, he punches him out. 7 strikeouts for Ross.
I'm wondering why this was a delay, because this was a pitcher's pitch. Look at the rotation, a nice frame job. Watch Rene Rivera just stick it right there. Just leave it right there for him. Knee high. Yeah. Got him.
What was that? Knee high up.
Yeah. On the called strike.
Okay. Alex Torres warming up for the Padres. 2 outs to Jackson Williams. The 3-run homer, the story of the game offensively.
How many times has it been like one pitch? You can go through the rotation. Like, you know, they've pitched so well this year, the starters, relievers. And Dick, you just mentioned it earlier. We talked about that, you know, when Clayton Kershaw and Tyson Ross hooked horns last time. That one pitch to Justin Turner.
And a 2-1 loss as he was working on a 1-0 win against Kershaw. Matt McBride has a bat. He's in the on-deck circle if Williams reaches safely. It appears McBride's going to bat for Morales. 2-1. High. Here's one man who's going to celebrate tonight. Rockies get on a plane and head to New York. 3-game series with the Mets, and then to St. Louis. 6 games, but that'll be a busy trip for him. Padres go to Los Angeles for 3 and then continue this road trip on to Arizona for 3. I'd like to finish this series with a win.
You know, Dick, this could be the last pitch for Tyson Ross. This is a big pitch. 114 coming up. There's action in the bullpen.
And he loses him. Ball 4, only the second walk. Ross never shows much disappointment in an umpire's call. Oh, that looked pretty good, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
What's wrong with it?
Absolutely.
Maybe he thought it was low. Let's see what pitch track says. Oh, that's strike 3.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Tyson has thrown as many, as I look here, 115. That was last time out against Arizona.
Matt McBride, the pinch hitter for Colorado. So Morales' day is over. 6 good innings, shutout innings. Ball 1. The Padres will indeed get into that Rockies bullpen where they did some damage last night. McBride only 17 at bats. One of the call-ups, 4 hits.
Line drive, left field, charging in and playing it on the hop is Smith. Oh, a pinch single McBride, 2 on, 2 out, and Charlie Blackmon, the leadoff man, coming up. Well, Bud Black is very much aware of all facets, and he would like desperately for Tyson Ross to continue the quality start string that he has, trying to go for 15 in a row.
Yeah, you know, you're absolutely right, Dick. And you know, you got to think long term, right? And Buddy just signaled.
And so that quality streak ends at 14 and leaves the game 3-0. Too many times Ross has left the game with so little support offensively, and here's another case today as Torres jogs in.
Two outs pitching change, and the Rockies lead the Padres by a score of 3-0. The most popular way to follow the September pennant races is with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, replay reviews, scores, live radio broadcasts, the MLB.TV game of the day, and much, much more. Get at Bat for your smartphone or tablet on the App Store or visit MLB.com.
And with the playoffs coming up, you want to be sure to not miss a thing. Well, our pitching change brought to you by Drew Ford. Alex Torres comes in. Check his numbers. 64th game of the season. ERA over 3. Batting average against Torres, .235.
And a big outing for Alex Torres to leave those runners out there with 2 outs. Big key for Alex, like any pitcher, get ahead. There's a walk in there at times.
Williams, who walked, and McBride, who pinch hit a single aboard with 2 out, and Blackmon 1 for 3, struck out, singled, and stole a base. Line to center his last time. Starts him with a changeup.
He battled today, Tyson Ross did. 1 pitch, 3 runs. That's the difference in this one so far.
He has been so good. Quality is a good word.
Yeah.
Quality starts. He's been quality, period, from day one. Fly ball to right. Ariano's there. Anything in the air has the fans coming out of their seats, but that's a routine out. And Torres ends the inning. And Tyson Ross's day is through. Another good job, but trails through in 3-0. And Brooks Brown comes in for the Rockies.
Well, it's that part of the ball game. If you're hungry, a lot of places to get some good eats here in Colorado. One of them, Rocky Mountain oysters, hot and ready to go. Hot off the grill, deep fried.
Ugh, can't imagine. They don't even look good.
They're really good. And from the land of sky blue waters, huh? Out there in center field.
Tell me, sir, what food would you say I will not eat? I just cannot stand them.
I'll tell you what food you wouldn't eat?
You, I'm asking you.
Eggplant. I will not eat eggplant.
And you'll eat that stuff and you wouldn't eat eggplant, which is so healthy for you?
I know, I'm not.
Maybe if you fried the eggplant, you'd like it.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Jake Gobert's going to bat to lead off the 7th inning. He'll hit for Tommy Medica against Brooks Brown. How about Brown?
Yeah, well, we talked about it, and this is a part of the game that works to the advantage of the Padres because the ERA for the Rockies bullpen is not good. It's right around 5. And they only trail by 3, so they need some base runners. Now, who's in the mood for a super dog?
Now you're talking my league here. That's Michigan Farm League here.
Chiron Bob loves that. The jumbo refillable popcorn.
He loved that. They'd go broke with Chiron Bob here. He'd just keep filling up.
And then an ice cream cone for dessert. And then you watch a Padre come back for a victory. It's all good.
Jake Gobert trying to get it started. Will Venables in the on-deck circle. Apparently he'll hit for Maben. Against Brooks Brown. Brown, 29-year-old Georgian. Ground ball pulled right to Morneau at first. 1 pitch, 1 out. Gobert is gone. And Venable steps up, hitting for Maben.
Well, Brown, a 4-pitch pitcher, as Drew Stubbs now goes into play center field.
And as we surmised, Blackman moves from center over to right with Paulson out of the game. Venable came in off the bench last night, struck out, but then he singled in the 11th inning. That was the 11th when the Padres had 3 hits but couldn't score because of a double play in between some of those base knocks. Plenty of blue skies, but cloud, not a big one, just dropping a few sprinkles, nothing serious.
Just a little to settle the dust on the infield, huh?
Line drive, base hit, Venable. Sharp single back through the middle. Gobert hit the ball hard as well, but right at Morneau. So 1 out base hit brings up Amarista. He's due 0 for 10 in the series.
Gotta love that sound. He went down and got it. Took it right past the left-handed reliever. No chance for Brown to get a glove on that one, hit so hard.
5th hit for the Padres today. Amarista is grounded to short and lined to left. Ground ball. LeMahieu, a fine play to deny Amarista. Venable moves to second.
I really thought that ball had a chance to scoot through. It just got done dragging the infield, so no bad hops for LeMahieu. Secondary lead, Venable, he's got to go. Thinking second, but nope. Up by 3, get the sure out.
So all 3 hitters have made good contact. Gobert hit it hard to first for an out. Line single, Venable. That ball was struck well by Amarista, but another out. And the pinch hitter, Jan Solarte, for Torres. Got to get that first run home to try to build something here. 7th inning, 2 outs, and Venable in scoring position. 3rd pinch hitter of the inning for San Diego. Gobert, Venable, now Solarte.
Solarte hitting at .260 with the Padres, was a .254 hitter with the Yankees. That went into the back wall of the Rocky dugout.
Yeah.
Padres box score: Spangenberg, Jerko, Rivera, Gobert, and Venable, all singles. One and one. And that team batting average of .225 doesn't lie. It's by far the worst team average in the National League. And having trouble scoring again today, but here's a chance for Solarte. Venable ready to roll. But a pop fly back to third. Angling out is Enoa. Coming in is a right fielder, Dickerson, and he makes the catch. Stretch half of the seventh, and Denver 3-0 for the home team. To be shown in an upcoming telecast brought to you by AT&T. Phil Johnston, these two chaps have seen something special. One can't believe it, the other doesn't want to see it. Maybe it was the home run hit by Jackson Williams earlier today. accounting for all 3 runs. As we look ahead to the Dodger series, tomorrow night it begins 6:30 here on Fox Sports San Diego. Despaigne will take on the Cy Young favorite, Clayton Kershaw, 17-3. Then Andrew Kastner will duel Roberto Hernandez. Kennedy will look for his 11th win against Dan Herron, who seeks his 13th. All games starting at 6:30 from Los Angeles tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday night. Well, some changes for the Padres as Robbie Erlin, this is significant, making his return from injury.
Yeah, it's nice to see Robbie back as a reliever this time. Remember, earlier this year, pitching in Cleveland, he had 8 starts, record of 3-4, and the righties hit .303, and he's been making an adjustment there. He's recalled Monday from AAA El Paso.
The other changes, Gobert in at first base, and Venable stays in the game in center field. So we're set to go. Bottom of the 7th. And, Erlin, a favorite of so many, terrific kid. And he, like Joe Whelan, who started last night, battling injuries of late, and hopes to come back after pitched some good ball games earlier in the year.
Yep.
He'll face Inoa, Morneau, and Arenado. Inoa, a switch hitter, turns it around, hits right-handed. He struck out twice and grounded out facing Tyson Ross. Strike 1.
Well, Robbie spent a lot of time in the DL this year, a lot of rehabbing to get back. It's good to see him back out on that hill.
.91 on the fastball. So he's got the same velocity that he had earlier in the year.
Remember, one of the strengths of Robbie Erlin was that he likes to pound the ball inside to right-handed hitters. At this level, the big league level, you can't really consistently do that, just one part of the plate. He's got to learn to locate down and away as well.
Line drive, base hit, Inoa. So he has his 5th hit in 13 at bats since coming up from the minors. And for the Rockies, their 8th base knock of the game. Justin Morneau, 2 for 2 with a walk.
Well, we talk about hot zones, right, Dick? And for the left-handed hitter, Morneau, look at, he likes to get extended middle away, and then also down and away. He'll take it the opposite field. We talked about that as well.
Normally that would be the cold spot, that low and away, but Morneau likes the low ball, and he has shown he'll go the opposite field. He takes a strike. He's had a terrific series, but he does against everyone. Coming into the game, 14 games, he was 20 for 49, 408, and he's added on 2 for 2 today. 6-11 in the series. Lines that one, but to Smith in left field. Boy, even the outs he hits hard. That was the case last night. They finally got him out, but it was a bullet to center field. So 1 out. Arenado, the batter, against Ross, struck out, grounded out, and hit into a double play. Well, let's go back to our keys to the game. How'd we do today?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to have you grade me today, Professor.
Franklin Morales get to the Rockies pen.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Well, that's kind of a push there.
7+ innings from Tyson Ross. He went 5 2/3. A third of an inning away from another quality start.
You're a good trier. Hard trier.
That makes me feel good.
And I'll see you back in the classroom tomorrow night in Los Angeles.
Right.
And I know you'll be there, pad and pen ready to take notes. It's going to be a good lecture.
Trying to get better.
It's going to be a good lecture, by the way. High fly ball, left field. That ball's got a lot of carry. Smith back. It's gone. A Coors Field special. Fly ball that just doesn't stop until it finds a fan's reach. Arenado 17th. And that boosts the lead to 5-0.
A couple times this afternoon, Nolan Arenado has gone down and gotten some pitches. Boy, look at his head down on the barrel of the bat. Head down. He went down and got it. Got extended. First pitch of the at-bat for the 2-run shot.
So 1 out, and Corey Dickerson comes up. He's 1 for 3. That's 6 home runs for the Rockies in this series, 2 in each game. On the season, they've hit 166, most in the National League. Ahead of the Cubs. Line drive right field. That's going to stay in the park, but it's extra bases. Dickerson on his way to second. He's going to try for 3. Here comes the relay. Jerko's throw, not in time. Off the base. He's out. Over sliding the base was Dickerson. He's been thrown out a few times on the bases. He's very aggressive. You got to give him credit for that. But in that case, his slide momentum carried him wide, and Spangenberg doing a good job of keeping that tag on him. So it's a double and out. 9-4-5.
Nice. And you know what? Credit, as soon as that ball is hit to the outfield, there it is. Corey realizing he's off the bag, and he just got him. Hey, Liriano to Jerko, and then Jerko with the throw to Corey Spangenberg at third base. The Padres did a nice job there on the relay.
Couldn't have done it much better.
There it is, ball in the corner. Okay, now Dickerson, I was watching Dickerson. He was scooting. Liriano fires a strike to Jerko. Jed, the one hopper, it was offline, home plate side, but Corey had the presence of knowing that Dickerson overslid right there for the tag. Nicely done, gents.
Drew Stubbs hits for the first time in Ben Paulson's spot. Stubbs with a home run in the series. Takes a strike. 0-2. So single Inoa, line out Morneau, 2-run homer Arenado, double Dickerson. They're greeting Robbie Erlin rudely here in the 7th as he returns. 1-2 now. Stubbs and Arenado homered on Friday night through 3-0 win. High fly ball. Anything in the air, fans think it's got a chance. Still going. And finally Smith runs it down after a pretty good jog. That's around the block. But Nolan Arenado's second home run of this series, number 17 on the season, makes it 5-0. Plus all the other action. I'm sure they'll run down all the other scores in baseball, NFL, tennis. So stay with us right here on Fox Sports San Diego. Adam Ottavino, the big right-hander, comes in for the Rockies in the 8th inning, and Spangenberg looking as if he wanted to beat out a bunt, but fouls that one off. 26,102 is the attendance at Coors Field this afternoon on a brilliant Sunday afternoon in Mile High Country. A lot of fans now will head over to Mile High Stadium for the Broncos Indianapolis game tonight.
Yeah.
We'll be watching that on our charter flight going back to L.A.
Hey, Ottavino's been the workhorse for the Rocks out of the bullpen. 70th game.
Little soft foul ball into the dugout, third base side. Spangenberg is struck out, safe on a fielder's choice, stole his first major league base, and singled to center. Old number 0, Ottavino.
That's never good, is it, Ottavino?
No, you can't have that. Foul back. Good cut.
96.
Be better if it was Lottavino, huh?
Put an L in front of that? Yeah, there you go. Very nice, Professor. That's good. I like it.
This Mile High, we're all dazed, right?
I'm dazed and confused every day of the week. But I come up here and it makes matters even worse.
Hard to sleep.
Ottavino's one of those pitchers where it's kind of a free and easy motion, but the ball jumps out of his hand at 96.
1-2.
Kind of herky-jerky.
97 miles an hour. 1-4 his record on the season. 3-8, 3.86 ERA. 1 save. Breaking ball low, 2-2. Good stuff. It's a matter of command with Ottavino. Given up 6 home runs in 60 innings. High in the air. Infield, left side. Arenado. That was a major league pop-up. What a way.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Perfectly read, but 9.7 on the clock.
I went for quality over.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It's important. Liriano struck out, lined out, grounded into a double play. After Liriano, Jerko. Padres have 5 hits, all singles. Spangenberg, Jerko, Rivera, Maben, and Venable. Harry Bud Black studying that lineup, saying, where can I find myself some runs in there? 5-0 Padres trail. Lead the National League in being shut out the most times. They were whitewashed on Friday night. That was the 18th time it has occurred this year. Excuse me, 17th time. 17th. Liriano works the count to 3-1. Jerko to follow. Full count now to Liriano. Pretty stylish look there, huh, by the rookie?
With the shades?
Yeah.
Yeah, that batter's eye. It's got that. It's got the shrubbery out there, but still maybe a little bit of a glare, as he is in the shadow.
And punch foul.
I don't know what type of greenery that is out there. They've got the evergreen trees there, which is very nice. Talking a little horticulture.
Babbling brook.
Yeah. It's pretty.
Yeah, just a taste of what Colorado's all about.
Exactly.
And another foul. Ooh,
oh,
that one right off the security person who was wearing a helmet, thank goodness. That one.
I hope he's wearing his cup.
That one smacked him pretty hard.
That got up on him in a hurry. Seems to be okay.
So 3-2 again to Liriano. You know, I think I'm just going to retire from pick the stick. I took Liriano today. 2 strikeouts and a double play. -4. What if I just give you my points? No, that'd take you out of first place. Round the majors today, Adrian Gonzalez, our old friend, 2 for 4. Only 6 RBIs and a couple of home runs. 7-2 lead for the Dodgers against Arizona. Adam Wainwright, complete game win, 9-1 over the Brewers. And Derek Jeter on Jeter Day. A big ceremony at Yankee Stadium. Jed Jerko, a single and a walk, and the ground out to third.
Stick around after this one. After the Padres come back and beat the Rockies, Padres Live, the postgame show, going to have a little segment on Derek Jeter and Derek Jeter Day. Going to hear from the Yankee captain. Last year wearing the pinstripes.
He's playing well enough. He could go another year, don't you think?
Well, the body's slowing down. You know, even Derek, I think, would say that. You know what? It's time.
Yeah. Cal Ripken was there.
Yep.
He certainly can empathize with how Jeter must feel with the years. Well, 3-1 to Jerko. Rene Rivera would be next.
There's a nice little trivia question. Who played shortstop before Derek Jeter?
Boy, that is good. Yeah. Wasn't Scooter Rizzuto. 3-1 swinging.
Jeter's first year was 1995. And the shortstop who played 103 games at shortstop in 1994 for the Yankees was Tony Fernandez.
Oh. Boy,
that's a nice little trivia question.
Yeah, it is. You ought to win a libation if you can come up with that. I'll buy you water right after the game. Deep drive, left field, and all the way into the corner. And Jed Jerko on his way to second with a double. The Padres' first extra base hit today. And Jerko with 2 hits last night, 2 hits again today. So his bat is awakening. And that'll bring up Rene Rivera with a chance to spoil this shutout bid by the Rocky pitchers.
I'll tell you, down and in is the hot zone for Jed Jerko. Now when you throw him a breaking ball down and in, speeds up his bat. He keeps this one fair. I'll tell you what, Mark Sweeney, second place and pick the stick. He's right on my heels.
He took Jerko. He's got 4 points.
Yeah.
How far behind?
I took Corey Spangenberg today. I've got
1 point.
2 points.
Oh, 2 of the steals.
Plus, minus, so 1. You're right, Dick, with the negative with the strikeout in the first inning. Right?
Yeah, so you just have 1 point. How far behind you is?
I think he was maybe 8 or 9 points behind me.
Yeah, but he's
hot
really
on my
lurking.
heels. Yeah, he is.
He's got lurk written all over him. Rivera, 0-1. Nubbed foul. Tomorrow night, 6:30 from Dodger Stadium, Despaigne and Kershaw. in sunny Colorado. 5-0. Espana. He's always seemed pretty relaxed, you know, even on the day he pitches. He's lounging. Swing and a miss by Rivera. Put out at first base. And the Padres unable to take advantage of the 2-out double by Jerko in the 8th. Featuring Alexi Amarista. That was a hot smash off the bat of Arenado. Bases loaded. And the quick hands of Amarista. And this one is even smoother. Out of the glove to Jerko in a 6-4-3 double play. That's classic. Look at that nice flip. Alexi Amarista with our Bill Howe plays of the game.
Alexi, he always gives it a great effort. You could put him anywhere in the field. He's going to make some good plays behind his pitchers.
Bottom of the 8th, Robbie Erlin's second inning of work will face the bottom 3 in the order. LeMahieu, Williams, pitcher's spot. 5-0 Rockies. LeMahieu, a single, a walk, and a strikeout. Ground ball shot off the knee of Spangenberg into left field. Too hot to handle. And LeMahieu's on base again. Well, the other team seemed to be able to get him out, but boy, the Padres sure have trouble with him. Well, that one just ate up Spangenberg.
Yeah, hot smash.
LeMahieu hitting about .430 for the season against Padre pitching. Leadoff man on for Jackson Williams. It was his big blow off Tyson Ross, a 3-run homer back in the second inning. That set the tone for this one. First major league homer, first big league RBIs. He has grounded out and walked since. Talking about the Justin Turner home run that denied Tyson Ross when he lost to Kershaw 2-1. It just laid in the middle of the plate for Turner to hit. That's exactly what happened here. Yeah, we'll show it a bit later. But it was a ball that just one of the sliders that just didn't snap away. It just kind of died in the middle of the plate and said, "Hit me." Well, Willian Rosario's in the on-deck circle for the Rockies coming back from injury. Sharply hit to Gobert. Throw back to first, and he's safe. Gobert was on the bag when he fielded the ground ball, so that gave the runner, LeMahieu, a chance to put on the skids and get back to first base.
Yeah, Gobert touches first base here, holds the runner. Force is off at second. So now the tag play comes into play. And Marista on the run. And it looks like Gobert trying to, I don't know whether he was trying, but his foot was in front of the bag. And LeMahieu gets back. First base umpire Dan Iasonia says no tag. And Bud Black's out to have a chat to make a suggestion on a possible challenge.
And apparently they will be challenged. Whether or not LeMahieu could scamper back safely or not.
So on the headsets, Dan Iasonia, the calling umpire, also the crew chief, along with C.B. Buckner. And this is a Padres challenge. Call on the field, safe at first.
It's a bigger list of available players for Buddy Black, as is the case with all the managers with the increased rosters as of September 1st. So he's making sure that he has his eye looking ahead on possible pinch hitters. Padres running out of time, though. Well, here's a look at the play at first base. This is a tag play, no different than if he were in a rundown. Looks like they got him. Huh?
Yeah, it looks like Gobert caught the ball actually as his glove was on the runner, right, Dick?
Yeah.
So I would have to say he would be out from that angle there.
I would agree from that angle.
The throw just happened to be in the perfect spot on the leg of LeMahieu as he was sliding back to first base as Gobert caught the ball.
So that would be an interesting 3-6-3 double play if they overrule the call on the field. C.B. Buckner getting the message. Padres in the dugout trying to help him out. He said, I think I got a classical music station here. What do you have? Let's see, guys in New York taking another look.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a good challenge?
I know, it's just has become a highlight of this season.
This is just riveting.
Yeah. Fans, look at how the fans are involved.
Yeah.
Wow, they're edge of their seat. Even Buddy saying, Eve, come on, how long is this going to take? You know.
Let's take another look. Watch the ball as it goes into Gobert's glove and then see where Gobert's glove is. Looks like Gobert's glove is in contact with the runner. Now it looks like the ball is in the glove there, right there.
But is the toe of LeMahieu on the bag at that point?
It didn't look like it because his foot was still going towards the bag.
Well, what are they going to say? Out. 3-6-3 double play. Overturned, overruled. So Padres had their second double play of the afternoon. 2 away. Good challenge.
Hey, in this ballpark, anytime you can erase base runners, even with the 5-3 deficit for Bud Black, he's got one more chance, right? 2 minutes, 24 seconds, Professor, on the time review.
It's fun. That's what you buy your ticket for. Come out here and sit and wait for the umpires to decide.
You know what? You remind me a lot of my dad because I know what buttons to push for my dad.
Yeah. And
I just love to egg him on and just keep it going.
Oh, I like it. It gives me a chance to express my view. Rosario, the pinch hitter. And the Rockies welcome his bat back. Just another power hitter. He has 10 home runs on the season. Generally feasts on Padres pitching. 1-1. And he comes out swinging, drives that one up the gap in right center. Extra bases. And he cruises into second base with a double. And his fans like what they see. Well, that makes the challenge by Bud Black all the more significant because that would have scored a run.
Rosario doing a nice job of going the other way. Remember, he was on the DL with an inflamed wrist. Seems like he's okay with the wrist swinging the shillelagh like he just did there.
So 2 outs. Rosario at second for leadoff hitter Charlie Blackmon. Blackmon 1 for 4. A couple of flyouts, a strikeout, and a single. Erlin has given up a single, 2 doubles, and a home run. 2 singles, 2 doubles, and a home run. So a rough return for him. Two strikes on Blackmon. Looking ahead to the 9th inning, the Padres will have Seth Smith, Jake Gobert, and Will Venable try to avoid the shutout and avoid a 5th straight loss. Particularly painful because it comes at the hands of 2 to Arizona and 3 to the Rockies, the 2 teams below the Padres in the standings. Did not go. So Arizona losing. If the Rockies win, they'll move into a tie for last place. Giants lost to Detroit. No, they did not. Take that back. They those are the pitchers' numbers up there. They're going to play later, I guess. Dodgers keeping the pressure on, leading by 2 over the Giants at the start today. Three and 2 to Charlie Blackmon. Pulled sharply. That's a fair ball by Gobert. Here comes another run as Rosario scores. He's going to go for 3. And he'll make it with a slide. That ball hit so hard that Gobert put his glove down. The ball was already by him. Now Blackmon with his 2nd hit. Rockies have a dozen today following their 18 hits last night. And it's 6-0.
Well, Charlie Blackmon continues to impress, and Robbie Erlin misses with location. He wanted it down and away, and it goes to show you that Blackmon loves to pull the ball when it's in, just under the glove of Jake Gobert. Does he touch first base? He most certainly does. He's going to take third on his own, not even picking up third base coach Stu Cole. And the Rockies are adding on.
So in the inning, a single by LeMahieu. Padres were fortunate. Jackson Williams first called safe LeMahieu in the base on that 3-6-3 double play for the 2 outs. Then Rosario pinch hit double to right center, and Blackmon an RBI triple into the right field corner. 6 runs and 12 hits for the home team. And here's Noah. He singled off Erlin his first time up and scored a run. Half swing foul. What do you love more, the challenge system or coming to Coors Field?
The challenge system.
I thought so.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I love the fine city of Denver. I love the people of Denver. But, you know, and I'm not going to complain because it's baseball and I love the game. Love to talk about the game. But the games here can get very frustrating, long, right?
Yeah, arena baseball, it's been called.
Right. Christian Friedrich, one of the Von Traps. Friedrich, Liesel, Greta.
Yeah, just call me Freddie.
There were 6 or 7 other of the Von Traps. Sound of Music.
One of the all-time greats.
Hey, somewhere out there, Julie Andrews is crooning. Those hills are alive.
Got to get over the crest.
With the Sound of Music.
Well, this ballpark is alive with the sound of base hits by the Colorado Rockies again. They've been a little nasty to Robbie Erlin. In the 2 innings, they've hit for team cycle against Erlin. High fly ball, Venable in center field. And the inning comes to a close. Another run for the Rocks. 6-0 the score. By Petco, the power of together. And by your San Diego Lexus dealers. A last call for the Padres, top of the 9th inning. The Rockies had not recorded a shutout the entire season here at home until Friday night. Tyler Matzik shutting out the Padres, and they're going for 2 in the series as Christian Friedrich. And to try to get the final 3 outs, he'll face Seth Smith, Jake Gobert, Will Venable. 3 left-handed hitters scheduled, so Bud Black may make some changes. We'll see.
So Friedrich, a 4-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, curveball change, and a good opportunity for Walt Weiss to throw the left-hander in there with the lead. Hey, like to welcome Ted Nugent in the house. He's a Rockies fan. Hey, cat scratch fever. Yeah. How you doing?
Seth Smith flied out, grounded out twice. 0 for 3 for the Padres leading hitter, reducing his average down to 277. Strike. Friedrich following Morales, Brown, and Ottavino. Morales, the pitcher of record, looking for his 6th win of the season.
I remember when Friedrich was first called up to the big leagues back in 2012. Pretty much a starter throughout his whole minor league career. Illinois kid up near Northwestern, Evanston.
Fouled out of play. Well, talk about Northwestern. The Big Ten football yesterday really took a shot in the mouth, didn't they? My goodness. Ohio State lost. Michigan got killed by Notre Dame. Purdue belted by Central Michigan.
How'd the Fighting Illini do?
I didn't even see their score. Did they play? Swing and a miss, and Smith fooled badly. One away. Friedrich, a first-round pick back in 2008. Tomorrow night, perhaps the Padres are saving their runs for the Dodgers. Despaigne will be 3-5 against Kershaw, 17-3. We hope you'll join us. 6:30, our TV time here on Fox Sports San Diego. Padres pointing toward those Dodgers. Would like to give them a couple of defeats to chew on. Gobert entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 7th, grounded sharply, but to the first baseman unassisted. Roller this time. 3-1 on the putout. Padres are down to their final out. It would be 5 consecutive defeats to match their longest losing streak of the season, and that face looks in pain, and that's what it must feel like. Losing 2 to Arizona. Now being swept by Colorado with a couple of shutouts, although Venable could still change that with one swing. He singled as a pinch hitter in the 7th. On the fastball. Jed Jerko, the only Padre with multiple hits, a single and a double. 6 hits total. 1-1. Well, the Rockies about to make it 11-4 their last 15 home games. Down to the final strike. 26,102 here at Coors Field today. And they've seen the Rockies play a good one. Hard to believe. Here we are. The Rockies' 142nd game of the season. Half of those at home. Hadn't thrown a shutout the whole season. They get 2 in a weekend here at Coors. In the dirt, and the count goes full to Venable.
I'm sure we could find this out, but the biggest comeback in the 9th inning trailing, that would be here at Coors Field.
What's the matter? You got something wrong with the dinosaur?
Not a fan.
That one lifted left field side and out of play.
I've told this story before.
Toy.
I've told you this before, but you know why Dinger is their mascot, right?
Yeah, they found dinosaur bones here on where they did the excavation.
Yes.
And so you
pretty interesting, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, but you're using the big eraser. I don't understand that. That seems kind of a mean.
I'm trying to make that dinosaur extinct.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and an appropriate way for it all to end as the Padres shut out 2 out of the 3 games here. They've lost 5 in a row, and the final score, Colorado 6 and the Padres nothing. Padres Live next. Here's Mike Pomerantz in San Diego.